Hey everybody. This week's going to be a little different. Y'all worked so great last week. I'm so proud of actually the last 3 weeks. We worked really long and hard on a project. I broke it up into tiny little pieces. We did a little bit every day. It built and built and built until y'all did some amazing projects. And I'm very proud of you. If you did not get finished last week, if you were running a little behind and you need this next week to catch up, you can use this time to work on what I'm asking for, but then also to finish up your last project. We've been in quarantine for a very long time. So this week, I'm going to get you out of the house. I'm going to ask you to do some outside sculptures. So you're going to be both a sculptor and a photographer. If you see right here, this is a guy, and he is an artist named Andy Goldsworthy. He is a British sculptor and photographer. He currently lives in Scotland, and he creates outdoors sculptures completely made by the things that he's found in nature. So if you see, he creates sculptures using leaves, and I'll zoom in that one just a little bit so you can see it more. So he's done leaf sculptures. Let's see if I can get it to go back. So I got my little clicker. It's not working. So we'll just go on to this. Here is a sculpture that he's made completely out of leaves, and he's used three-dimensional quality in it. As you look at these, notice that it is not just a snapshot of what he's created. He also works really hard on his photography as well. So what I want you to do is this week, you can either start building a large sculpture and take a picture of your progress every day as you work on it, or you could do 5 small sculptures and take a picture every day of your 5 small sculptures. Now, this one's made out of snow. You're not going to be able to do that. Understandable. But I want you to do some research. Here's another one that's snow type sculpture. This one you'd have to see up close, but he built something in a big field. I'm not expecting anything that large, but use the things that are around you. Use the nature that you have. Here is a ring and it looks like a big hole in the middle. I don't know what the black is, and maybe he dug a big hole. You can do research on how he did what he did. He did not find broken rocks for this. He found a way to break the rocks and put them together and take the photograph. This is made out of ice. Not going to be able to do that one. This is a boulder covered with flower petals and leaves. And see how he transitioned from the very yellow color down into the green? And that was just by lots and lots of leaves that he put on there. These are neat. If it's going to rain, he goes out and lays and waits for the rain to happen. So when the rain happens, this was a really large rock, by the way. When the rain happens, where he's blocking the rain leaves the color in a different color. And he also did it down here. He went and laid in the snow and just waited for the snow to happen around him. Not going to happen, but I mean, you could do, like, my children have done a version of this one for an art project just on the sidewalk using a garden hose. But don't do that necessarily. If you're going to do it, make it really interesting, something different. Here he manipulated the sand. So these are, if I'm not mistaken, this is very huge. So he did it very largely. This one, he laid the leaves in water. So like you would have to find still water. It couldn't be moving like a creek, but he laid the leaves all in a creek and took photographs. You wouldn't just take a photograph. You would need to take photographs from different angles. So you might turn in 10 pictures that you took of your sculpture. So don't just take a picture of it. So take pictures at different angles because some might be better than others. Try not to have extra stuff. Like you wouldn't want your shoe to be sticking out right here when you took the picture. So you might have to edit and crop. Here he did a color changing one, and it's not really fall, so I don't know that you're going to get multiple colors. Here he cut and like wove them together, which is kind of neat. And you see he put it on a black piece of dirt, like he cleaned the dirt a little bit, like he moved all the like sticks and twigs away. So it's nice. This he had to create, and like he came back, the field was there of the flowers, but then he added flowers back until it created this hole in the center. This is a very large sculpture. We wouldn't be getting into these stacking rocks and making bridges and stuff like that. But speaking of stacking rocks, you can make beautiful things out of stacking rocks. So if you could go to a river or go to, there's different places in the Uwharrie National Forest that you can go on trails and find rivers and stack rocks. I want to just show you, this is not his work, but balancing rocks it can be an art. It's really cool. It's awesome. So look at this one right here and the way that they made those rocks. I don't know how they did it. And I'm not saying go out in the woods and glue rocks. You have to figure out how to do it with balance. And I still want you to try to put like at least 40 minutes of work into this every day. So don't just go out there and throw a pile of leaves and say, look at that sculpture. This one, he left this negative space where you can see the background through and I don't know how he did it. I think it was balanced. So everything is balanced down here. That is very cool. Don't use glue. Try to use natural materials. Here he stacked rocks and added a limb. I always liked this one. He put little berries and used like bamboo shoot leaves. So that was really neat. Here's feathers. So if you work near a chicken house and there's plenty of feathers, you could create feather sculptures. There's another feather, and he cut the edges so the feathers are only on one side, and then he put them together so it has this very geometric shapes that happen in the inside and very organic shapes that happen on the outside. And that's really neat. He used found objects, like he found this really cool root, and then he built around it. Not sure what that is. Sticks of some sort. All right. So you've got rock options. You've got leaf option. You've got stacking options. You've got water options. All of these options, I want you to go out into your surroundings and make something beautiful. And when you make it, I want you to take at least 10 pictures of it at different angles, and I want you to upload it. And if you decide to make a large sculpture that you're going to work long time on, like all week, then you need to take in progress pictures every day and upload them so I can see what you're working on and maybe give you some suggestions. So we're going to do this every day. I'm going to put up 5 days worth of assignments. This is the only day you're getting the actual instruction. You'll get feedback on what you put every day. But this video is pretty much giving you your instructions. His name is Andy Goldsworthy. So you can look up and Google as much as you want. You can look up rock stacking. You can look up land art. That's another good one to look up. So all of those options, do a little research and create some beautiful art outside and enjoy the outdoors. And if it rains, I'll come up with something else. Like if it's going to be rainy all week, don't freak out. I'll come up with a different option. All right. Have a good week.